our university story. Thank you so much for listening. Congratulations to you once again, and enjoy your day. Thank you.
Shortly, the Chancellor, the Honourable Michael Egan AO, accompanied by the academic procession, will enter the graduation hall. Once they've taken their positions on stage, Advance Australia Fair will be played, and we invite you to join in the singing of our national anthem. Would you please stand for the academic procession?
Please be seated. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to invite Chris Tobin, representative of the Darug people, to offer the traditional welcome to country.
Thank you. Budri Gumara, everyone. Good afternoon. And Nalawa. Welcome to the lands of the Wallamedigal. I belong to one of the local Aboriginal families of the Darug people, the traditional custodians over this part of the country. I wish to firstly pay my respects to the country and its people, and to thank the University for their acknowledgement of us and the invitation to welcome you here this afternoon. That acknowledgement is important for our people and much appreciated. My family descend from Yarramundi, a respected elder and cleverman of the Burrabongal clan during the early years of colonisation. He saw that our survival in this new world could best be secured if we could learn more about it. So he enrolled his daughter, Maria, into the Native Institute, a school set up in 1815 by Governor Macquarie, offering formal education to Aboriginal children. Maria studied there for several years and used her newly acquired skills to lobby and ultimately secure some land for herself and her family out along the Richmond Road. Other Aboriginal families soon joined them, and it became known as the Blackstown, where the present-day city of Blacktown gets its name. We're very proud of her, as I'm sure your families are of you here today. And with good reason. Your success is our success. Your advancement, our advancement. Now that was probably better understood in traditional times when camp groups were smaller and clans abided by strict sharing laws, which meant that the food that you caught and brought back was distributed throughout the rest of the camp. Your skills and good fortune were thus enjoyed by all. Your efforts literally nourished the rest of the community, and you in turn were looked after by them. Yes, we can live quite beautifully when we work together. Our Aboriginal ancestors certainly lived well in many respects, and I use occasions like this to offer them to yourselves as a model or a benchmark on how good to expect our lives today. You see, when Captain Cook arrived here almost 250 years ago, he encountered a people whom he described as one of the happiest people he'd ever met. And they owned nothing but the tools they carried. They made their shelters from the bark of trees without cutting them down, and harvested food from the earth without excessive tilling or clearing. Now, these were not primitive societies, these were ancient cultures. There was no slavery, no rich and poor, no rents or mortgages, and no homelessness. People cooperated to collect the resources which were needed, and then they were shared out according to strict Aboriginal law. Our lands were maintained with fire and responsible harvesting, our rivers and waterways kept clean, with people drinking out of them as they've done here for the past 20,000 years. So this is not an ideal or a dream. This was normal life for us for the longest time, and not too long ago either. And I don't think there's any reason why we should expect less for ourselves and our children than what our ancestors enjoyed. Admittedly, there's a lot more of us, but we're a clever people, and there is still much magic in the world, I believe. So graduates, I would say expect great and wonderful things from your life. Life is good, and we are naturally healthy and happy people. I would suggest, though, that you share your gifts with the rest of us, look after the country, and keep following that beautiful spirit within you that got you this far. Do these things. I'm confident that together we can put together a country and a world that we can be proud of, and one that is worthy of our children. We can all do our bit. I'll do mine now by winding up and letting you graduate. I just want to say congratulations to all of you, and all the best in our collective futures. Thank you, and welcome to country.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm pleased to introduce the Chancellor of Macquarie University, the Honourable Michael Egan, AO.
Thank you, Chris Tobin, for your welcome to country. Here at Macquarie University, we're very proud of our relationship with the Darug people, whose customs and cultures have nurtured this land since the dream time. So on behalf of the university, and I'm sure on behalf of everyone here today, I offer our thanks and respect to their elders past and present. Well, now, graduands, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, first I want to thank all of you for coming. A graduation ceremony is an important celebration of achievement. The achievements of our graduands, and I might say also of the university. So it's very good that you're here, and I'm very grateful that you are. I also want to especially thank those of you who have brought children with you today. It's good for them that they're here, because their memories of today and of the importance of today may one day be the thing that inspires them to emulate the successes of today's graduands. And their presence is also good for us, because every celebration is enhanced by the presence of children. Now, unless children have changed enormously since I was a child, Few of them will be able to stay quiet or still for the duration of the graduation ceremony. I don't expect them to, I don't want them to, and I don't want anyone to worry if they don't. They are most welcome, so please let them run around and make as much commotion as they like. Now, the most important thing today is that our graduands have a great day. Now, you'll only have a great day if you relax. Some of you look terrified. Some of you look as though you're about to go into the exam room rather than pick up the results of the exam, which is your degree. So the first thing I want you all to do is to smile. Can you do that for me? I want everyone graduating today to smile. If you don't, I won't graduate you. So please do that, because it's important that you enjoy the day today. Completing a degree is never easy, so you should take pride, great pride, in your graduation. You need an intelligent and inquiring mind, you need determination and perseverance, and you need to make many sacrifices. So welcome and congratulations to each and every one of you. I also want to congratulate all of you who are here today as the guests of our graduands. The very fact that you've been invited by one of our graduands to share one of the great days of their lives is proof positive that you've been very important in their lives and in the successes that we celebrate today. And I don't want you to think either that observing today's graduation is the end of your role. I have another important service for you to perform for our newest graduates, as they will soon become. I want you to make sure that the degrees they receive today are never ever put in a bottom drawer, but are always proudly displayed in a position of prominence. Now, the ceremony that we're about to participate in is one of the world's oldest social rituals. For centuries, graduates have been donning robes just like the ones our graduands are wearing today, and participating in ceremonies just like this one. Indeed, there are some 50 universities in the world which can trace their history back more than 500 years. Now, I hope it won't come as a surprise to you to learn that Macquarie University is not one of those 500 universities. We're only a very young university. We celebrated our 50th Jubilee, our Golden Jubilee, only 4 years ago in 2014. We proudly take our name from Australia's greatest colonial governor, Governor Lachlan Macquarie, a man whose greatness and achievements were never acknowledged by his contemporaries, but only by history. Those of us who went to school in New South Wales were taught that Macquarie was a great builder, and indeed he was. But his greatest legacy had nothing to do with bricks and mortar. His greatest legacy was the ethos he established, much to the annoyance of the British authorities of the time, of an egalitarian society, because it was Macquarie's insistence that in this fledgling convict colony there be no distinction between the free and the freed that was the foundation of the Australian notion of a fair go for all. And that is a legacy that here at Macquarie we will always aim to maintain and honour. Now, notwithstanding Macquarie's greatness, it is fair to acknowledge that some of his actions would not pass muster today. Removing Aboriginal children, for example, from their families, even for the purpose of their own education, would certainly not be tolerated today. I wonder how many things we accept today that we will one day look back on with shame. One of the attributes I hope Macquarie University will impart to all its students is the capacity for moral and ethical reflection, and a yearning always to help right the wrongs, not just of the past, but also of our own time. After our first 54 years, we now have over 184,000 Macquarie graduates living in more than 140 countries. Macquarie is a very modern and outward-looking university. we're now ranked in the top 2% of the world's universities. From our beginnings, we have defied the traditional boundaries of academia. Our students are encouraged to and empowered, indeed, to guide what and how they learn. We're also research pioneers. Our framework for the future, world-leading research with world-changing impact, is brought to life by renowned researchers whose bold and innovative solutions to issues of global significance are of enormous benefit to the world we live in. And that, by the way, is not an idle boast. I'm sure everyone here at some stage makes use of Wi-Fi. Now, it might come as a surprise to you to learn that Wi-Fi was not developed by scientists at Harvard University or Oxford University or Sydney University. No, Wi-Fi was developed by Macquarie University scientists and engineers in conjunction with scientists from the CSIRO. So we're very proud of that, and the CSIRO should be too. And the research that is currently underway at Macquarie is of no less significance. I'm sure all of you will be aware of the recent death of Professor Stephen Hawking, a brilliant scientist and a marvellous and inspiring man. The disease he fought almost all of his life was motor neurone disease, and I'm very proud to say that our Faculty of Medicine and Health Sciences is at the forefront. In fact, I think it's fair to say we are the Australian leader in helping to find a cure for that dreadful disease. In fact, we have countless research projects underway here, all of which have enormous potential to add to the world's knowledge and well-being. We're also proud of some of our new or relatively new facilities, including our Australian Hearing Hub, our library and our hospital. We are the only university in Australia which owns and operates its own hospital, which of course is not only used by the academics at Macquarie University, but also is used for its primary purpose, and that is treating sick people. And I can assure you that the standard of care, the treatment you receive at the Macquarie University Hospital is absolutely first class. I was a patient there myself a few years back for 3 nights, and I can assure you that the standard of care is absolutely top-notch, especially if you're the Chancellor. So I recommend it to you. But that's not to say that all of our facilities are first class. In fact, some aren't, and that's why we need to make them fit for purpose. When you arrived here today, you may have thought for a moment that you were visiting a war zone. The big hole in the ground outside, just behind me, is the site of our new central courtyard, which will house new food and beverage facilities, other social and study areas, as well as on-campus student accommodation. A little further away, our arts faculty building, one of our oldest, has been completely gutted and will soon be replaced by a new arts precinct, which will also include new spaces for our superb museums and galleries. So we're looking forward and we're on the move. Here at Macquarie, we have a very clear and straightforward mission, and that mission is to transform people's lives and to improve the lives not just of our own students, but also of people around the globe, by the work and achievements of our graduates and by the fruit of our research. We want Macquarie always to be a leader in teaching and learning and a leader in the accumulation of knowledge and understanding. In other words, an ideal community of scholars. And graduands, in just a few minutes, it will be my very great honour to confer your degrees upon you and welcome you as lifelong members of that community of scholars we proudly call Macquarie University. Now, graduands and ladies and gentlemen, it's now my great pleasure to introduce our occasional speaker, Mrs. Robin Duggan. Robin holds a Bachelor of Economics from Macquarie University. She's a Fellow of the Chartered Accountants Australia and New Zealand and a member of the Australian Restructuring, Insolvency and Turnaround Association. She's also a member of the Macquarie University Department of Accounting and Advisory Board and a founding member of the Women's Insolvency Network Australia. She's a registered liquidator and a partner at Ferrier Hodgson, which was established in 1976 and is well known for administering high-profile formal insolvency appointments and providing business assessment strategies, turnaround and restructuring services to companies in distressed and non-distressed environments. Ferrier Hodgson has over 300 partners and 200 staff in Australia, Singapore and Malaysia, together with global affiliations in the USA, UK and Europe. Robin has over 30 years' experience in all forms of corporate insolvency administrations, complex corporate investigations, investigating accountant and expert witness matters, asset tracing, trade-on management and business rationalisation and realisation. I now invite Robin to deliver the occasional address. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mrs. Robin Duggan.
Thank you, Chancellor. Chancellor, members of the faculty, staff, distinguished guests, graduands, your families, your friends, good afternoon, and thank you for the honour of the invitation to address you today. I also acknowledge the traditional owners of this land and pay my respects to their elders past and present. I pondered for some time what to say today, and on reflection I realise that all I have achieved was made possible because of the educational opportunities I was given and the support I have received throughout my career from my family and my work colleagues. I grew up in country New South Wales. My parents left school after the equivalent of Year 10, and they were both hard-working, unskilled workers. They raised 4 children in a Housing Commission home. I was the only girl and the youngest by 11 years. When I finished high school, I really did not know what I wanted to do. My brothers had all started working as soon as they had left school, and they never really went on to undertake any tertiary studies. They've all had successful careers, but I wanted to do things differently. By the time I left school, the world was a much different place to what it was when my brothers had left. I knew I would get into university when I left school, but I also knew that my parents could not afford to send me to full-time university, especially in Sydney, which is where I wanted to be with all my friends. I would need to get a job and study part-time. After some gentle prodding by my mum, I opened the Sydney Morning Herald back in January 1983, and I announced, okay, I'll get that job. That job was an accounting cadetship with a small full-service accounting firm in Sydney called B.O. Smith & Son. Mum, with her usual caution, said, look, don't get your hopes up. Maybe you should look for a couple of other jobs and apply for them as well. I assured her that they would want me and there was no need to keep looking. After all, it was summer, I had finished school and I had better things to do. The advertisement called for an initial interview over the phone. I called and was told, because in those days when you called long distance there were some beeps that came on the line, that because I was calling long distance I should call back in an hour. When I called back, I was told that they were no longer taking any more calls on the job, and the receptionist hung up unceremoniously in my ear. I was devastated. Never had anybody spoken to me like that before, and the thought that I had to now delay the start of my summer holidays and go back to the classifieds to find another job really wasn't making me happy. When I relayed the outcome of my call to Mum, she was livid to say the least. She encouraged me not to accept that response, to write, explain what happened, tell them it was their loss if they didn't give me a fair chance, and to remind them that they should give country kids a fair go. I did just that. They called me, I went for the interview, got the job, relocated to Sydney and started in the insolvency division of B.O. Smith & Son. I didn't choose insolvency, I guess it chose me. The rest is now history, and for all but about 18 months, my entire career has been in corporate insolvency and restructuring services. I can genuinely say, after 30 years, I love what I do. Every day is interesting. There is always something new. I have worked on significant distressed matters in telecommunications, including the receivership of Australia's first pay TV operator, which went down in a ball of flames, healthcare, childcare, property and construction, insurance, trusts, textiles, manufacturing, managed investment schemes, horse breeding and racing syndicates. The list is endless. I have never looked back, and every time I see my mum, who is now 87 and still a very wise lady, I think how lucky and privileged I was to have her in my life, because without her encouragement, I may never have written that letter and ended up where I am now. The moral to all that, which I try to invest in all my staff now, is to always back yourself. If you are hungry enough and you have the fire in your belly, you can achieve anything. Shortly after I started work, I commenced my Bachelor of Economics with an accounting major at this great university. I was a part-time student, facing 6 gruelling years to complete my degree. As a part-time student, you miss the culture and camaraderie of campus life. You work full-time, you spend 2 or 3 nights a week at the university attending lectures and tutorials, and all you want to do at the end of the day is go home. The silver lining was the work experience I gained. While graduates joined our firm with their fresh degrees, while I was still plugging away with my undergraduate studies, I had the years of experience that they did not have and could never hope to catch up on in the short term. One of the fantastic that I've had the benefit of seeing is the fantastic enhancements to the Macquarie syllabus is now the PACE units. What I would have given back in the 1980s to have had the benefit of connecting with industry partners, learning about the opportunities that my degree could provide for me, and equipping me with the skills to network, market, and present to a large audience. It's invaluable. Some of you may have participated in the Accounting 315 PACE unit, and you will have heard Anthony Mattis from CPA Australia speak on the importance of personal brand, networking, and work ethic. One of Anthony's key messages, which has always resonated with me, is to be the person who says, I will. When you leave this great university and embark on the next stage of your life, be the person who is prepared to always say, I will. I will do that. Yes, I can assist with that. What else would you like me to do? Don't sit back complacently and wait for work to be given to you by your colleagues. Be proactive, seek out work, look for opportunities to get involved. Many large professional service firms take dozens of new graduates every year. The only way you are going to stand out is with your work ethic. Become the go-to person, the person that every manager wants in their team or to be involved in the next deal. My career, as yours, will be from time to time with its challenges. Being a woman who grew up in the corporate world from the age of 17 in a heavily male-dominated industry, I was often put in situations where I had to decide if I was willing to accept the boys' club or stay true to my values, call out unacceptable behaviour and try to make a difference. I was told by a senior practitioner very early in my career that women would never be any good at corporate insolvency work. We were perceived as too soft, too emotional, not able to make the tough decisions that needed to be made or deal with the abuse and threats that are sometimes directed at us. When, as a senior manager, I announced that I was having my first child, the immediate presumption was that I would be resigning to care for my new family. After all, apparently, even in 1996, you were supposed to forget the 6 years of part-time study to get your degree and the 2 years of postgraduate study to become a chartered accountant. You simply gave all that away to become a mother and wife. So when I announced that I would be returning to work, the look of abject shock on the all-male partnership of the firm I was working with was almost comical. But I did, because the fire ignited in me all those years ago by my mum, who made me speak up for my right to an interview, continued to burn. Every time someone said no, or not possible, or really, I said yes, I can, I will. I won't say those days were easy, far from it. But if you want something badly enough, you are going to move heaven and earth to achieve it. I am proud that 3 years after my daughter was born, we welcomed our son to complete our family. I returned to work after he was born 4 days a week. And I'm happy to say that even working 4 days a week, 3 years after that, I became a registered liquidator, one of only 3 female registered liquidators in the country at that time. And shortly after that, I became the first female partner of Ferrier Hodgson. The challenges I faced and the path I forged in my career has paved the way for more women to join my firm and other firms like Ferrier Hodgson and to progress to senior levels. Our numbers are far greater now than they were back in 1983 when I first started working. With the inevitable generational changes in our partnership over the years, I have been proud to see my partners embrace flexible working arrangements for women and men and recognise the importance of diversity and equality. In Australia, we're extremely lucky to have the knowledge, skill sets and life experiences of individuals from so many different backgrounds, and the same extends to gender diversity. I have witnessed firsthand that men and women bring unique and complementary qualities to the table. They are not mutually exclusive. While the business world has the potential to drive change and improve current trends with respect to diversity and inclusion, I believe it is ultimately the role of individuals to spread that message and champion those goals. As the next generation of graduates, I wish you all the very best as you embark on your new careers. Remember, you can make a difference, even in small ways. I congratulate each of you and I wish you every success in the practice of your profession. Thank you.
Well, graduands and ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you'll agree that that was an outstanding occasional address with some excellent advice, simple advice too, that's easy to follow. 2 words basically, I will, I will. Remember those 2 words, they'll stand you in good stead. Robin's also reminded us how much the world has changed during my lifetime. She mentioned that in 1996 the expectation was that if you had a child and were female, that was the end of you in the workforce. In fact, 40, 50 years before that, in 1946 or 1956, if you worked in the Commonwealth Public Service or the New South Wales Public Service and were female and you got married, you were expected to resign. Now you can imagine what a terrible predicament that would put us in today if that was still the way we behaved and operated today. I think Robin deserves another great round of applause for a great occasional address. Well, now earlier, graduands, I mentioned that there was nothing for you to worry about today, that you should just sit back and relax because you had already passed your exams. But this is the one part of the ceremony that makes me a little bit nervous. This is actually the key part of the ceremony, the conferring of degrees. But I was informed many years ago by one of my colleagues, who also happened to be an eminent lawyer in this state, that if I conferred a degree on someone who was not eligible to receive it, it was very, very difficult, if not impossible, for me to take it back. So I have to make absolutely certain this afternoon that all of you are eligible to graduate, and to receive that assurance, I also need an assurance that none of you were ever late in submitting an assignment and none of you ever skipped a class. I'm going to ask the registrar to give me those assurances, please. They look rather worried, don't they? Yes. I think some of them did skip classes.
Chancellor, I certify that all of the candidates being presented here today and those who are absent have satisfied the requirements of the Academic Senate for the degrees they are to be awarded. Would all candidates for admission to degrees please stand?
That's you.
It's all of you.
Yes, that's you. Graduands, in the name of the Macquarie University Council and by my authority as Chancellor, I admit each of you present and those who are absent to the degrees for which you have qualified. Graduates, congratulations.
Graduates, please be seated. Chancellor, the graduates at this ceremony are from the Faculty of Business and Economics, and I call on Professor Stephen Brammer, Executive Dean of the Faculty of Business and Economics, to present the graduates. Professor Brammer.
Chancellor, the graduates at this ceremony are from the Faculty of Business and Economics. The Faculty of Business and Economics is the largest faculty at Macquarie University and one of the largest in Australia. We are an applied, engaged and global business school. Our role is to create knowledge through applied research in the areas of marketing, management, finance, economics, actuarial studies and accounting, working with our academic and corporate partners, students and alumni. We create and share research that addresses business and societal challenges. Our programs are innovative and include engagement with industry, as well as the development of employability skills. The skills developed are in demand globally. Our programs are recognised and accredited by key industry bodies, and we enjoy a strong reputation amongst the business and professional communities. Our graduates have starting salaries well above the average for all Australian business schools. These graduates have the skills, knowledge and purpose to make a positive contribution to their families, to their communities and to the world. Chancellor, I'm proud to present to you the graduates from the Faculty of Business and Economics whom you've admitted to degrees. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Applied Finance, Hui Lai Li. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Commerce, Afrin Ara Hridi. Xiaoyu Ma. Julius Manglik Mott. Bradley Thomas Mattioli. Thomas James McCarthy. Darren Mehmet. Chandara Men. Panya Men. Adrian Coy Nguyen. Harrison Jack Oates. Chi Hao Pan. Tuen An Pham. Sumya Havila Polinati. Calvin Pretorius. Franca Purwanto. Pierre Pio Tu. Abdul Farid Rahimi. Mohammed Arif Akhtar Rishad. Louise Salah. Peter Nicholas Savio. Jessica Christina Setiardi. Arjun Sivaji. Ying Sung. James Taverner Stanwell. Ming Sun. Georgie Televsky. Jing Tan. Chi Tang. Tuchi Tazwa. Yuan Xin Tian. Michael John. Victor Drin. Alina Upreti. Teresa Wen Vu. Ghulam Muhammad Wahid. Kishan Abraham Wan. Ying Wang. Yu Chi Wang. Yu Jia Wei. Li Kun Casey Wu. Shuqi Wu. Yuze Wu. Yi Xia. Zhuoran Xing. Han Yung. Ke Huo Yu. Roger Yu. Zhuo Jiao Yu. Zhejie Zheng. Jiayi Zhang. Reijia Zhang. Shudi Zhang. Shenyan Zhang. Yixin Zhang. Zeyun Zhang. Haosung Zheng. Yu Zheng. Yu Chen Zheng. Wei Min Zhong. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Commerce, Professional Accounting, Jiaqi Chong. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Master of Accounting, CPA Extension, Xiaofeng Lu. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Accounting, Professional, Faham Ahmed Kalam. Mohammed Faraz Ayub. Mohammed Sikandar Bashir. Sambid Bista. Yuchi Tsai. Meng Yuan Chen. Li Fu Deng. Faria Arefin Dewan. Nguyen Tan Juk Do. Meng Ying Dong. Rahat Ferdous. Yunxia Gong. Hai Chuan Guo. Lu Han. Daying Hung. Chundi Ho. Jing Huang. Linglun Huo. Yunyan Huo. Muhammad Mahaimanul Islam. Ritu Jaidhara. Xinyu Ji. Yi Jiang. Hee-Ju Jong. Hilda Gunchi Kamoda. Yao Kang. Afrina Karim. Yong Kwang. Te-Hee Kwon. Jiachi Lee. Chile. Yi-Hung Lee. Yi-Yao Lee. Yuan Lee. Haoxiang Liang. Tang Ying Lin. Zhongling Lin. So Wei Leo. Xingyu Liu. Shuai Lu. Yin Tong Luo. Zhe Ma. Mir Razin Mahmood. Hardik Malhotra. Shuru Mung. Kershin Mu. Saifullah Javeed Nalband. Yi Ching Pan. Yu Jiang Pu. Yakil Keel Kamal Persam. Ming Xiao Chiao. Mohammed Tayef Rahman. Elisa Guia Ramos. Wei Dong Run. Richa. Jyoti Saha. Tufiko Islam Saqib. Tashfiq Shad. Anasuya Sharma. Chao Shun. Prabal Serchan. Chunchi Shi. Shan Shan Chu. Sartak Sobti. Chao Tang. Linda Wallendow. Jingjing Wan. Duo Wang. Jingshan Wang. Wei Wang. Shi Wang. Yao Wang. Yingzhou Wang. Yuhang Wei. Xiaodan Wu. Xue Ying Wu. Li Shu Shu. Ting Shu. Wei Hong Shu. Sini Su. Yao Yo Shu. Ning Yong. Shushan Yong. Zhao Xia Yong. Peng Ye. Xin Yu Ye. Yi Cheng Yu. Sheikh Sumaya Zabin. Peng Wen Zheng. Shang Zheng. Aona Zhang. Jun Chao Zhang. Serge Zhao. Di Zhou. Yin Yun Zhou. Tian Yu Zhou. Bing Yan Zhou. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Dr. Chun Yan Ding, for a thesis entitled A New Institutional Economics Analysis of the History of the Regulation of the .cn Country Code Top-Level Domain from 1990 to 2004. Dr. Chun Yan Ding. Last but not least. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Master of Business Administration, Vanessa Caroline Leal. Chancellor, that completes this afternoon's presentation of graduates from the Faculty of Business and Economics.
Chancellor, I call on Mr. Yakil Kamal Persem, who has graduated today with a Master of Accounting Professional, to speak on behalf of the graduating group. Mr. Persem.
Chancellor, members of the university, fellow graduates and guests. It's an honor for me to be among you here today and a privilege to speak on behalf of this class of graduates. Our presence here is a testament of the quality of education received, which the Macquarie University at large can boast about. In this respect, I will not venture myself in repeating the obvious, but having completed both my undergrad and my postgrad at Macquarie University, and having worked in offshore finance for Deutsche Bank for 4.5 years in between, I will endeavor to share 3 lessons beyond the academic sphere that I have learned at Macquarie University. Firstly, the campus being a multicultural one, it was the perfect platform for me to learn about different cultures and work ethics. This insight gained on campus turned out to be a valuable asset during my time working with culturally diverse stakeholders in offshore finance. Similarly, group assignments at uni helped me understand the importance of accepting other people's differences and of accommodating other people's shortcomings to learn to work together and move forward together rather than dwell on them. Secondly, coming from Mauritius, a small insular island with no rugby or cricket culture, I have discovered those sports during my time at Macquarie University through the Macquarie University Intercollegiate Sports event with Robert Menzies College. While learning to play, I went through more of my fair share of tough tackles, bruises, cuts, and bleeding. However, I have learned that through those on-campus games, that although sometimes we may fail to reach the desired outcome, failure is never final. We just have to get ourselves back on our feet and give it another try. Last but not least, for many students, looking for a casual and part-time job is a daunting task, especially for international students with no bearings in a foreign land. I have nevertheless been lucky to have worked on campus in a few roles. A few of those opportunities came through sheer luck or innocuous referrals by third parties. These on-campus experiences taught me that to reach a goal, sometimes luck and the help of strangers or old acquaintances will be needed. Therefore, do not underestimate people you will come across. Just like in finance, in life, we may come to rely on angel investors who would be willing to take the chance to invest in our potential and kickstart our career or a project. Bearing this in mind, today marks the beginning of a new journey with bigger challenges ahead and hurdles to overcome. But today is also the day when we acknowledge the sacrifice we all have made so far, things we have had to forego, and all the days we were brought to burn the midnight oil to be here at this very moment. For this, I would like to thank Macquarie University and congratulate all my fellow graduates, whether you choose to join the professional world or pursue further studies or travel around the world and become a global citizen. I wish you all fair winds in your new adventures. Congratulations again. Thank you very much.
Well, Yakil, congratulations on your master's degree, and congratulations on your speech, which was an excellent speech. And thank you too for coming all the way from Mauritius to study in Australia, and thank you for choosing Macquarie twice. Good on you. Thank you. Well, you can always do a third degree, you know. You'd be most welcome to do a third degree here. That was a speech which I think deserves another great round of applause. Well, now that wasn't too bad, was it? That glorious voice, ladies and gentlemen, belongs to Angela Brewer. And I have to say that you were very fortunate that Angela was singing at your graduation today. She does sing at most of our graduations, but occasionally she can't make it for one reason or another. And when Angela can't get here, I do the singing. So you were very fortunate that she sang today. I'd like to again thank Angela. I think she deserves another great round of applause. And so too do our fabulous musicians. On the organ, Dr. James Forsyth. And on the Chinese transverse flute, Dr. Chai Chang Ning. Can I also take the opportunity to thank the members of our alumni community who volunteer their time to come along to these graduation ceremonies to make sure that everything runs smoothly at your graduation. I'm sure you'd like to thank them. They're sitting over there and over there. And behind me, of course, are members of our academic community who have been not only vital in your journey here through Macquarie University, but have also been a fabulous cheer squad this afternoon. I thank you very much for that. I think they deserve a round of applause too. Well, graduates, this ceremony marks the end of one stage in your relationship with Macquarie University, but it is certainly not the end of your association with Macquarie. From today on, for the rest of your lives, you are part of the bigger Macquarie family, which is our alumni, and part of the network of over 184,000 Macquarie alumni spanning the globe. We'll keep in touch with you through our alumni program, which is focused on lifelong learning, lifelong support, and lifelong connections. Our commitment to you is to help you keep in touch and engaged with Macquarie throughout your life. And graduates, please do make sure to come back to Macquarie, either to undertake more study, attend alumni events, use our aquatic and fitness facilities if you like, or even, if the mood takes you, just to come back and enjoy a picnic down by the lake. Now, graduates, the award of a university degree carries many opportunities and privileges, but like all privileges, it also carries responsibilities. Believe it or not, you, each and every one of you, can change the world. And you don't have to be a Nobel Prize winner to do it either, because almost everything you do, in your homes, in your workplaces, and in your communities matters and can make a huge difference. The consequences of every effort, every action, large or small, can reverberate throughout society through the decades, indeed the centuries. Even something as simple as a kind word or gesture can often be the spark that ignites a great life or a great career or a great achievement. So as Chancellor of Macquarie University, I charge you to use what you have learned not only for your own benefit, but also for the betterment of the community. I charge you to use the skills and knowledge you have acquired with rigour and integrity, and to commit yourselves to a program of lifelong learning and inquiry. I charge you to recognise the worth and dignity of all people, especially those who have not had the opportunities that you've enjoyed. I charge you to set high goals and to continue the hard work that has brought you so far. I charge you, wherever you go, go with all your heart. And in all you do, I charge you to uphold the good name of Macquarie University. Graduates, I hope also that you'll always remember the people who've helped you along the way, many of whom, of course, are with you here today to help you celebrate. So, to acknowledge their contribution and thank them for it, I'm now going to ask you to do a couple of things. Graduates, would you now please stand? Now I'd like you to put your degrees on the seats behind you so that your hands are free. And now I'd like you to turn to face your families and your friends. And now I invite you to give them a mighty round of applause. Well, graduates, you can turn around now, but please don't sit down, because in just a moment we'll be leaving to go outside, and we'll be departing via the centre aisle. Now please make sure you pick up your degrees. We don't want anyone leaving one behind. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I now invite all of you to now please stand, and please remain standing until the last of the graduates have processed out. And then I would invite all of you to join the academic procession through the centre aisle, out through the campus and down to the Macquarie, where I hope you'll stay and enjoy some light refreshments with us. We've got some lovely refreshments for adults and some excellent ones for children, including ice creams and fairy floss, and they're available to everyone up to and exceeding my age. So please stay and enjoy those with us. Well, graduates, I wish you the very best for the future, and in the words of the old Irish blessing, may the road rise up to meet you, may the wind always be at your back, may the sun shine warm upon your face and rains fall soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. Graduates, good luck.